Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning on in to our Valley News Now desk this morning. We have a pretty gloomy day on our hands here in the Valley. You can see it there on our Red River Valley Fairgrounds Skycam. Not too much action. I mean, it's shaking a little bit here, moving and shaking, but we'll get a check of what's going on, excuse me, in just one moment. One more time, thank you so much for joining us here on our Valley News Now desk. My name is Alex Larson. So again, we're going to kick things off talking about just that, what is happening outside. I'm going to get my screen ready to share with you here, and we will take care of business. All right. I'm over on the Valley News Live website. On the weather tab, all you got to do is go to our website, valleynewslive.com, hit weather, and you can get your hands on all this information as well. We're sitting at 24 degrees here in Fargo, like we were just seeing, cloudy and windy. Feels like 7 out there. Going to be cloudy and windy for pretty much all of these morning hours. As we get into the afternoon, it'll be mostly cloudy. So, I mean, some promise there. We're only going to hop up to 31 today. I mean, yesterday was just a beautiful day. Unfortunately, we are not going to see that today. I mean, at night, I go to bed at 7 o'clock, so I really didn't see the majority of what happened. But I did wake up. All of my windows had rain on them. I know a lot of people were saying they had freezing rain on their vehicles and had to scrape their windshield. So been a little bit, not too long since we've seen that. This first alert weather day that we have today, though, is only going to continue on throughout the morning. So that wintry mix and ice, freezing rain overnight, ice accumulation, travel impacts, and you can see on my tabs here, we'll get a check of those roads in just 1 second. Tomorrow, we're going to only hit 35, Saturday's 53, Sunday, my goodness. Do my eyes deceive me? 61 for Sunday, low of 31, breezy, but hey, that's 61. We'll take what we can get, right? Monday, 56, Tuesday, 57, Wednesday, 48, Thursday, 43, breezy, Friday, 47 and breezy. You can see pretty much from Sunday all the way to Friday, we're going to have breezy conditions. Next weekend, not going to be nearly as nice as this weekend. A little bit of a rain cloud there. I do also want to check on our roads here and see what we got going on. Even though most of them are green, okay? But that's great news that you're going to have seasonably good conditions for what we're driving in. Just want to show you what's going on outside. So you can see Highway 10 here completely covered. That's what that pink means. Ice on the roadway. Looks like we don't have a picture, but you can kind of, let's see if we can get one here. Not looking like it. Okay, we're going to move on. So as I zoom out, though, everywhere else, green, okay? Green means good, seasonably good. Still use your weather-aware abilities to know what you're getting into. Those wet roads can pose a little bit of an issue sometimes. So I'm over on the North Dakota side quick, and I did learn a new feature today. So get ready for this. This little temperature gauge here, how you can do this on North Dakota roads, you just got to go to layers, scroll on down, and hit weather stations, and you'll have the ability to see where we're going to take temperatures from the surface level. So over near Morton, we're seeing the surface temperature is 31.3, so that's below freezing. That and those wet roads, that could pose an issue. So that's something you do want to potentially be aware of here. I want to check Jamestown as well on I-94. You can see 26.8 degrees, so this could freeze over. Lots to be aware of. Over in Verona, 30.6 degrees, so really just hovering that line. And then you can see those wet roads a little bit north of Fargo all the way to the South Dakota border. It looks like some have cleared up and dried out a little bit here, but we do still see those impacts over, I want to say that's the Sargent County area. Yep, there we go. Heading on north as well, you can see Rolla. We're seeing some partially covered snowy roads. That's a little different from everywhere else we're seeing. The surface temperature in Clyde is 7.7 degrees. Remember, you can always find these over on our website, valleynewslive.com. And of course, as always, our First Alert Storm team works very hard to keep you in the know with everything that's going on outside. So even as we head into these spring temperatures, we're looking at those valley flood alerts. I know we just had our first peak of those a few days ago. Lisa was covering that, and she's got more information for you as well. But you can always get a hold of our First Alert Weather Team's forecast on that VNN weather app. With those forecasts right at your fingertips, you can download and use it for free. No matter if you got an iPhone or an Android, you can get your hands on that. We can send you push notifications on those First Alert weather days too, so you know the most impactful areas and really what to watch out for. I want to move on to our news portion of this segment. We're continuing our coverage of the Angela Lips case, a Tennessee grandmother who spent months behind bars for a bank fraud crime she didn't commit after AI facial recognition matched her. So let me pull up some video of Angela here. If you're unfamiliar with this case, maybe seeing her face will help you here. Anyways, Sheriff Jesse Johnner is now pushing back, saying his office was not responsible for alerting Fargo police that Lipps was sitting in his jail. The sheriff says Fargo police had several chances to know Lipps was in custody, and the responsibility to monitor their own suspect is their own.
At the end of the day, I mean, it's not the responsibility lies with the investigative agency. It's not the West Fargo Police Department. It's not the Cass County Sheriff's Office. It's the investigative agency, in this particular case, the Fargo Police Department, to make sure that they're monitoring suspects in their case and investigating those appropriately.
Lipps charges were dismissed on December 24th. Valley News Live is going to continue to follow this story. And the community and law enforcement continue to look for Isadora Wengel, who's been missing since January. Valley News team Sydney Zatz gives us a look at this investigation so far. Let's take a listen.
As of Wednesday, West Fargo police received 37 tips related to Isadora Wengel. Fargo police say it's acted on 95 tips. Information from these agencies is helping guide community searches.
You know, obviously we have checked places that are noted and mentioned in documents, but a lot of places are also based off of tips and information that the public has given, such as people who went to high school with him, such as people who know the area, who know common hideouts and hangouts.
There have been 3 searches, 1 in Fargo and 2 near Battle Lake.
We have a very unique and beneficial side to how limited our search can kind of be in the area. There isn't a lot of not taken roads in Fargo, so when we searched, it was pretty like these would be the only obvious places, and there can be more searched for sure. Then when you go out there, you know, there is countless roads.
Law enforcement asking you to look out for this black tote. Investigators believe it may contain her remains.
You have to look at the area you're looking at and say, in January, February, was this even something you could walk on? Is this something, snow? Was there a snow pile here? Was it frozen? All of those kinds of things. Now that the weather has warmed up, people will say, well, obviously this, but it wasn't feasible in the dead of winter.
With bodies of water no longer frozen, the search can spread even further.
Not diving teams specifically, but we've had several people with large-scale high-end drones that have gone underwater in areas where it has thawed.
Wengel's family has attended some of the searches.
Their appreciation in those searches, in the community caring, in the community bringing up her name and valuing her, of course means the world, that their daughter is special to just, more than just them.
And Sydney Zatz reporting there. In a statement to Valley News Live, the Fargo Police Department said the Fargo Police Department appreciates the help of the public in searching for Isadora Wengel and for providing any information they believe could be related to the case. To avoid jeopardizing the ongoing investigation, we are not sharing additional information at this time. So I do also want to add here, another search for Isadora is planned. That plan is for, let me pull it up on my computer here, the coming weeks here. Anybody with information, though, should reach out to Fargo or West Fargo Police. Remember, if you do see anything that could be of evidence, do not touch it and contact law enforcement immediately. Now I want to move on to a case that we've been following for more than 2 years. The woman charged in the death of Moorhead toddler Easton Duranjic is now expected to change her plea. So, new court filings say prosecutors and defense attorneys have reached a deal with Cheyenne Erickson, who's charged with second-degree murder. A change of plea hearing is set for April 7th in Clay County District Court in Moorhead. Easton died at Sanford Hospital on March 18, 2024, after officers responded to an apartment on Belsley Boulevard and found heavy bruising on his face and body. A final autopsy later determining he died from blunt force trauma. Court records say Easton's mother told investigators her kids had been living with Erickson and co-defendant Mason Garza since August of 2023. So Garza has already pled guilty to second-degree murder and is serving a 20-year prison sentence. Erickson has previously pled not guilty. Her trial was set for May of this year, but that's now on hold pending the plea hearing. Moving on here, a large corn spill along railroad tracks north of Thief River Falls is creating a deadly situation for deer. Let me show you this video here. This is just crazy. We couldn't believe it when we saw it, okay? Folks in the area say the spill stretches roughly 80 miles along Highway 59 all the way to the Canadian border, drawing deer up on the tracks where many are being hit and killed. DNR says it knows what's going on and that situations like this actually happen a lot more than people realize. So far, though, they say they haven't said how many animals have died or what impact, if any, this is going to have on this fall's hunting season. And I want to show you something here. So a trend on social media, would you let a tattoo artist tattoo freckles on your face? I don't know about this one. The trend's all over TikTok, and it is showing up right here in the Red River Valley. So check this out. Pretty cool video there, but it involves tiny tattoos scattered on the nose and cheeks to look like natural freckles. Local Fargo artists say they'll do the procedure, but they do want to say it comes with some caution. It's approached as any other face tattoo, which raises questions with some artists. They say if you do want this done, you gotta be 100% confident in your decision.
When somebody comes to me and asks for a facial tattoo, I really kind of grill them a little. I'm not their dad or their parent, but I want to make sure they're making a very smart choice, a great decision.
They recommend having lengthy consults with artists before committing to a procedure like this. So that's about all I got for you here on this, what are we at, Thursday? Week's flying on by, Thursday morning. Remember, you can catch this on weekdays, Monday through Friday or Thursday around that 7:30 time frame here on our Valley News Now desk. If you got that VNN News app, I'm able to send a push notification right to your phone when I fire this thing up, so you're able to get the latest of what's happening. I know we also got this streaming on Facebook and YouTube as well as Twitch too. That's new, exciting developments there. So again, that's all I got for you. I hope you have a great rest of your day and an even better rest of your week. I will see you back here. Well, I'll be here on Monday. We'll see you throughout the day, hopefully.